Everyone got a spit on here. Yes, yes, yes.
God actually is not bad. Yeah, this guy is backing influence.
At 87 batch, folks. Hello. Your attention, please. 87 batch. Some of you haven't filled out the transportation requirement sheet for going to and coming back from MGM. 87 batch, guys. Yeah. If you don't ask for transportation, you are going to have to walk to MGM. Okay? If you don't request transportation to and fro MGM, you are on your own. You have to either walk or crawl or bike or do something. 87 batch, Janta, whoever has not filled their transportation requirement sheet, please do so. We are trying to figure out how many buses we need and what to do. Hey, don't lean on the wall behind you, guys. That whole thing may collapse with the strength.
What are they going to do? They will keep, sometimes they will merge together. They merge into one frame. You know, I don't know, the latest iPhone, I think, or maybe even this one, I'm not sure. You can take click.
Yeah.
Just go like
I see
that.
the ad on TV.
Okay, I'm understanding here.
Sudarshan is standing at that end and we are
Because you were talking about
announcements.
Yeah.
Done. You can go now.
Can I please make an announcement? Please give a big round of applause for 87 batch.
Hey guys, batch of 87. Please take your seats because we're running very late on the agenda. '87 guys. Thank you. Folks, one thing I'd like to say, I just want to say a couple of things and then hand it back to the organizers. I was sitting here for the last 30 minutes listening to the two presentations that preceded, coming up on stage, and it's quite remarkable. Of course, it shows a little bit my level of ignorance about what's happening with alumni affairs out here. It was remarkable to see the number of programs, initiatives, ideas, the creativity. And I think what I'd like to, of course, I'm going to get involved a little bit more in alumni affairs than I have been up to this point. But what I'd like, everyone here to do is just recognize for a minute Mr. Nagarajan and the entire alumni team and all the investing that, please. Over the years, I've kind of learned to be grateful for people that spend a lot of their own time and energy to make things better for the rest of us. And when I came onto campus and I, got this one, and that photo from, 29 years ago, and I'm sure most of you have one of these. It was quite remarkable. I know you have that as part of the system for each group that comes in, but to actually get it done, have it done so smoothly, have so many people sitting here with just about an hour or so of registration, effort. It's great. We actually had a speech, Gouds, Sudeep. He and I were going to represent the batch and say a few things. And we're going to say a lot of things that most of you already know and most of you have already been talking about since you came onto campus. So we're going to dispense with that. I'm just going to turn it back to the group. We are running late and we're going to try and catch up. Batch of 87, please, one more time.
We have 2 panel discussions today. Due to time constraint, each discussion is given 40 minutes. Well, moving on to the first panel discussion on energy and environment, I request Professor Preeti Aghalyam from Chemical Department to moderate the discussion. I also invite the panel members on stage, Dr. Sailesh Rao, BTEE 81, Founder and Director, Climate Healers, Dr. Ashok Krishna, Distinguished Alumnus, BTCH 74, Vice President of Technology of Global Downstream Chevron Corporation, USA, Shri Kumar Suryanarayan, BTCH 82, Distinguished Alumnus, Director General, Association of Biotech-Led Enterprises, Professor Ajit Kumar Kolar, ME 78, Department of Mechanical Engineering, IIT Madras, K. Sadashiv, 77 batch, Partner ASEAN, Climate Change and Sustainability Services, Ajay Narayan, 87 batch, World Bank, Washington DC, Shivram, 87 batch, MD, Shivram EPC, Chennai.
Thank you, Sona. I sort of assumed that I'd have to introduce all of them, and I printed out lots of stuff about them, speeches. I even Googled and stole photographs so that I'd recognize them and so on. But Sona made my job that much easier, so thank you for that. It's a pleasure to moderate this. Moderate, I think, is a very big word. But try and do something on the topic of energy and environment for the next 40 minutes with this very distinguished panel over here. First of all, just a very brief idea of why this makes sense. I didn't choose the topic, but this is something that's very close to my heart. And it's really been interesting thinking about it and you know, how to pitch it to this audience. In the current day scenario, of course, this audience doesn't need to be told that energy generation and use and environmental protection are 2 things that really have to go hand in hand. We've lost, I think, the luxury of a few years ago when we as engineers behaved as if we were immune to rules and laws that governments or environmental protection agencies are really clamping down on currently. And also the rules by which Mother Nature operated for so many years now and ensured that the delicate ecosystem that's on this earth was sustainable and did all these good things for us. So I think these are challenging times, and it's going to take every ounce of our creativity and knowledge to ensure that we can continue these lives of comfort. These microphones, these very comfortable air conditioners that shield us from the reasonably comfortable weather right now, but something that can be really bad in Chennai. Outside, the cars that we've all driven in, I tried to park outside the auditorium. There's not a single spot available because I came late. So all of us really take these luxuries for granted. And I think it's really exciting to have in front of me this panel that can shed some light on how we can continue to live the lives of comfort that we are used to. It's easy to be very cynical today. You read the newspapers, there seems to be no hope, really. So what I'm looking to get over the next 30 odd minutes or so from this panel is a little bit of inspiration, maybe a little bit of a means of overcoming some of the cynicisms we have. So with this very few things, I'll start off. So this is what I have planned. The panel has been very briefly introduced by Sona, but I'll do this again. There's Dr. Sailesh Rao, founder and director, Climate Healers. I've sort of divided the 7 panelists into 2 groups. On the environment side, as I imagine it, there's Dr. Shailesh Rao, there's Sadashiv, who's a partner at Climate Change and Sustainability at Ernst & Young LLP. And then there's Ajay, who received all that standing ovation and stuff because he's from, I think, this reunion batch, who's the head Sustainability and Climate Business Unit at the World Bank. And all these jobs sound really very interesting, of course. On the side of what I imagine is the energy, there's Dr. Ashok Krishna, who's, of course, a well-known name in the chemical engineering department. He's a VP at Chevron. There's Sri Kumar Suryanarayan, who's a Director General, Association of Biotech-led Enterprises, and several other things, I believe as I went over his bio. There's Professor Kolar, very beloved professor for many years over here, known for many things, including a very interesting initiative on teaching and learning on the campus. No one on this campus doesn't know Professor Kolar, so it's great that he's on this panel. And Shivaraman, who's Managing Director at Shriram EPC. So what I have is some very general questions, and we'll go around the table from there to here and try to see what your perspective on each of these things is. So nothing technical, nothing very long, drawn out is expected. I don't think we can sustain the audience interest if we do that. And the first question I have is like this. Last week, as you're all aware, there was the whole end of the world scenario that was going around. We seem to have definitely misinterpreted the Mayan prophecy. But if you look in the realm of energy and environment, it does seem like we are headed sort of headlong into disaster and destruction. So just very brief thoughts on that. We'll start with you.
Can you hear me okay? So starting with the Mayan prophecy, So I'm Shailesh Rao. I'm the Executive Director of Climate Healers. And our mission is to regenerate forests on the planet. And our target is to regenerate forests on 1/6 of the land area of the planet. That would literally push us to the right side of where we need to be if we did that. So the Mayan prophecy literally is talking about the fact that we have reached a point where we either are going to go in a downward spiral, or we are going to go to a completely sustainable and abundant world. It's up to us to decide which way we want to go. And I look at climate change as literally an individual effort. So it's each one of us is creating our own microclimate, and we are either causing it to get worse or we are causing it to get better with our choices. So again, it's up to each one of us whether we want to go down or up.